G'day punters and welcome to the Wild West. We're brought to you by Betfair Australia. Cripper, pretty quiet week last week. We got the job done, I guess. Maraschino for you?
Bit of bat on ball, yeah. Paid a
Bit of bat on ball.
Said $2 were played, just got there, didn't...
What was SP?
212 or something on Betfair, but I didn't even have a full whack at it, to be honest, so no cockahoots here.
Yeah, it wasn't much of a card we were ever going to be cockahoot here. My bet was absolute, save Amacinas. Amacinas got the job done, so finished about square on the day. So I'll tell you what, better than losing though.
Exactly.
We really like this card and what's to come, which is really good because we've been a little bit downcast on some recent cards, so it's nice to be excited. Who's your horse to follow from the meeting crew?
Right, my horse to follow is Tin Snip, so it's actually good because I'm not going to have to wait too long to follow it. It's in again on Saturday, and we'll get to that later.
Had every chance, didn't it?
Yeah, just sort of got the right run until the straight, and generally would not have blown a candle out after the race. It went to the line. CJP went to the line with a lap full of horse. And quickly, why we are on the topic of CJP, one of our followers, Mark Miller, professional golfer / WA punter, tweeted in saying, what were your thoughts on the competitiveness in the... How was it?
The 6 horse race.
Yeah,
it doesn't deserve a name. The 6 horse staying race. My biggest query, Clint might have had the thought process, let's grab the back of, I tweeted about it at the time actually. My biggest issue is with the stewards. You've got to ask some questions. How's there not a question asked? Like, you're asking a question about Mitchell Papen's ride on Platinum Bullet a few weeks ago when he went a little bit wide from barrier 4. I watched the replay. That wasn't a bad ride. It was just a victim of, that's how it worked out. No questions asked here. So Clint might have thought his best opportunity was to grab the back of the favourite to run second, maybe, but I didn't like it. It smelt, and for once I'm not talking from my kick because I didn't have a bet in the race. So, what do you reckon?
Oh, just especially because of how slow they went. It wasn't like his horse couldn't keep up with the tempo. They went 16 lengths slower than benchmarks at the 600. So I just thought, if you've got the $1.16 favourite on your inside, you'd probably try and keep him there. And then I will move on to, Clint's been riding really well lately, so we're going to give him a little pot here. But even his ride on Tin Snip, he was in the 1-1 and then let his other mate, Chris Parnham, in and ended up in the box seat. Chris got done in photo with every chance and he's gone to the line with a lap full of horse. So come on, CJP, you're riding like Carlton at the moment.
You're riding like Carlton.
Show a bit.
I actually got a little note in here, Crip. Wanted to give you a little rev up actually about Harry Mackay. He's nearly into single figures, I think, and he's looking like he's going to kick bags every week too. So for those that followed Cripper's early mail, he's looking good for the Coleman medal. Nat Fyfe yet to register a vote, and he's going to miss this week. But Liam Ryan's an All-Australian certainty, so you're okay with those.
All right, your horse to follow?
Some sort went huge. Spoke to Adam at the races as well. It would have preferred to have it over 1,000 with the shades on. It was just a programming thing. So some sort will follow it, and ride was Wild Fusion, as Cripper just outlined. Don't need to go any deeper into that.
Who wrote it? CJP or Chris Parnham?
CP, no J. I get what you're saying. Yeah, I missed that joke.
Who deserved it? My ride of the week is Jason Whiting on Lunar Impact.
Piss off.
This is exactly.
Turn it off. Turn the camera off.
Backhanded compliment because I just want to say it's amazing what happens when a jockey shows some initiative. And look, I'm still not over what he did on Windsor Lot a fortnight ago. But come on, Jason, moving forward, please just wake up and just a little bit of urgency out of the gates. That's all I ask for.
This is good. This is good tenacity from you today. I like this. All right, guys. Rail at 2 metres on Saturday. They're racing it Friday as well. It's at the True. I'm expecting... Got Eastleys all day, don't we, Crip? Light Eastleys. Should be a day that suits those on speed. But in saying that, there are some races which look like there's some really weak leaders, and you might get a few races that... let horses with some cover, we'll bring them into the race basically. So we are going to focus, we're going to of course look at the Karrakatta Plate, because I know Crip loves his 2-year-old horse racing. We'll look at races 1, 3, 4 and 6, and we are somewhat aligned this week, which is it's been a rarity in the last few weeks. But do know that we do our form 100% separately, and we didn't actually know that we liked each other's until about 10 minutes ago. So there you go. Race 1, kick us off.
All right, here we go. Well, firstly, looks a race with a heap of speed. You've got Boss Dip, Round the Point, It's Tiffs, even Pink and Grey might go forward. Now look, I'm going to be with the horse from the Brett Pope yard, which is Requisition. He's really hit an absolute purple patch. Well, his last three really, he won 3 back, but his last 2 starts are a couple that have grabbed my eye. 2 starts ago, every chance, but ran second to Miskenteki, who is a subsequent 72 plus winner, and beat Riverbow, who's lining up in the 78 plus on Saturday, who I have a really big opinion of. And then last start was caught deep, 3 deep, no cover, ran second to Amacinas, so 2 horses from the Simon Miller yard who have really come out and franked that form from a really hot stable. So Bradley Willer jumps on, barrier 3, as I touched on before, looks like a heap of speed. He's just gonna lob in just behind him, and I really only think he has to hold form, and he's clearly the one to beat in this.
Yep, I'm with you. You've hit the nail on the head there. The one thing I'll say, I think he's a better horse with cover as well. So with the speed on here, he'll definitely have some cover, which he hasn't had at his last 2, which have probably been good enough to win this anyway. So Jay's very confident. 255 for me. We're just going to need some luck, Crip. That's it. We're going to need to find a hole with the speed in the race, and we find that he wins.
Just even if you go through the field, probably have respect for Due West, but I think she's probably more 1,100 metre horse. City Circle's flying, but drawn wide. Tinto Bell can win, but the stable normally need a run to get to their top, and she'll get back. Round the Point might like the wet tracks a bit better. Boss Snips coming off an injury and a poor run. Scooter's Machine back to 1,000 is a huge query, and you can have the other 3.
260 Requisition, mate.
Yeah, $3.
$3.
So, $3.70 available at the moment. Is plenty.
Yeah, let's get involved. All right, race number 3, Crip. You like one here with the Fish on board.
My old mate Jason Whiting. I'm ready to team up with Fish again. He's ever since wins a lot, right? He's actually been riding a heap of winners lately. So yeah, that's the thing. That's what frustrates me the most about him. He's won every good race there is in the WA calendar. Obviously a great horseman, but just
you're not letting this one go, are you?
Just do your best, Jason. But anyway, I'm going to tip 2 here. I think the winner comes from Billy Ain't Silly or Standout Rose. I've actually got Billy Ain't Silly on top, but at the current prices, Standout Rose is better value, so I'll make her a bigger result. Now, first up, she beat a horse called Miss Fasari, who then went on and didn't beat IC Red, but I thought, in my opinion, was a much better run. IC Red is $3.50 in a race earlier in the day, which I think looks harder than what this race is, and yet Standout Rose is $7.50. She then went to Bunbury. Wasn't actually Jason's fault. Sort of got bumped at the start. Ended up 4 back the fence.
Huge.
Found trouble. Got out. Just missed. That race was a 58 plus. This is a 58 plus. She went around $1.90 in that race. She's $7.50 here. Barrier 1 might be a bit tricky, but I'm hoping in an ideal world Billy Ain't Silly leads and she gets the back of him. But otherwise, I think Special View will lead Billy Ain't Silly, box seats, Standout Rose, 3 back the fence, which I think will be a pretty strong line. So I'm hoping that the gaps will appear. And I think she's a filly on the way up, 1,400 metre suits, and $7, happy to have something on. As I said, don't want to lose on Billy Ain't Silly. He only won a 50 plus last start, but I just really liked it, and he really stretched him out and beat second quite comfortably, who then beat third by a fair margin. Lactar Ramilly, the jockey change is a bit of a blessing, probably a jockey upgrade, and you get the free 2 kilos, one of your theories. As I touched on before, I think he'll either lead or box seat, and I reckon from there he's probably the one to beat, so I'm going to play the pair of them.
Always been a nice boom around Billy Ain't Silly too, hasn't there? There's always been a nice, strong word that he's one of the better horses or the best horse in the Colin Webster yard. Nothing really to add there. One that's come up big overs for me, I'm nowhere near as confident as Crip here, is Alpha and Omega. I'm expecting after 2 defensive rides on slow speeds when they've pinged the lids, I'm expecting them to be aggressive here and try and lead or perhaps try and tuck in on Special View, but it wouldn't surprise me to see Alpha and Omega lead here. I just think she's a far better filly in hard run races, as we saw her behind when she beat Ibiza and also when she beat Times Scale. So a little bit speculative that they'll go forward and lead or try to lead on Alpha and Omega. But if Crip's tipping two others, I know that my current $9-10 will be better on Betfair late. So I'll be having something small there, but definitely without a huge amount of confidence.
All right, good stuff. Now moving on to race 4.
This was meant to be mine. This is my type of tip. I thought the Crip will be a Q Battling Man or an Amelia's Contraire. Probably not Amelia's Contraire for you, but anyway, you take the reins again.
I've had a good go today. So
I have a good go most weeks in all fairness.
Have a go. What do you reckon?
Well, as I've written in my little write-up, Denim Pack and Lactar Amoli is like pineapple on a steak sandwich. They just go together, don't they? Bullshit. Denim Pack. Without Lactar, I was meant to have this in front of me, 45 starts for 2 wins. With Lactar, 6 starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds. The 2 unplaced runs were a 4th to Resort Man, who starts $1.50 here. And it was first up this prep, wide gate, tailed off. Quickest last 2 of the race when also finding trouble late.
That was a dead set trial, that run.
That was a dead set trial. That 100% was a dead set trial. This is going to be a pretty low pressure. Sprint, prevailing wins, Glasgow Girl go forward. Denim Pack, I'd love to see leaders back if they don't go too hard, but 3 back the fence on Annihilator's back is more likely. But the 2 favourites in Q Balling failed last start. Planner simply failed last start, so we're going to have to take that on at $3. Amelia's Contraire will be back last. With the Easterly, that might not be the best spot to be. It's about $3 too. So I've marked Denim Pack $6.50. We can back it at each way, 12, 13, 14, $15 across the corpse at the moment. To me, it's just a really, really obvious each way investment.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised that you also found this because it is your type of bet, but I was probably more surprised, like you said, that I found it. But yeah, just what you've said then is reiterates with what I'm thinking. And as I touched on before, first up, no trial over 1,000, snagged out the back. They could barely even tacked onto the field. Like that just looked like giving it a run to me, and 1,200 metres, they'll, like you said, a good draw, will be a lot closer, and I think he's dangerous from 3 back the fence.
Yes, he certainly is. He's one of the best rails riders in WA, probably second after Pikey, third after Pikey and CJP when he uses the rail, which he didn't do last week, Crip, and that's a good segue moving on to race number 6 here with Tin Snip.
Yes.
Talk to us.
All right, yeah, I've already sort of gone over this horse's recent form in the horse to follow. So, yeah, last week
2-year-old of the year too.
Yeah, much deserved as well. He sort of, we go back through the deep dive. Didn't really come back in his next prep, but this prep's been really good so far. First up, 3rd to Maricino, who's franked that form, probably peaked on his run. Then got all favours and won against the Bruce Almighty and Invictus Domini.
That could be really good form. It's hard to line up Invictus Domini fully, but that could be
bled that start, so I won't see him for a while. But still a bit of a real hype horse. Had all favours. Then last start, sort of been a pretty moderate 60 plus, but he was well supported. Was in the 1-1 until he gave it to Parnham and ended up in the box seat, and then from there, probably no fault of his own in the actual straight, just ran into a wall of horses when he looked to be bolting and went to the line under a hold. Obviously hasn't taken any ill effects out of that run because Durant's backed him up off 7 days. Finds another pretty similar race. Again, I think he maps to get the 1-1 or sit just behind him. And look, as I said before, he beat Bruce Almighty 2 starts back, actually meets that Galloper half a kilo better. And then Pleto is your $2.30 favourite who was gifted the win last start. I thought Bruce Almighty in that same race was a better run. And then now Bruce meets her 1 kilo better at the weight. So if you can sort of intertwine the form like that, then I've got Tin Snip on top.
Yeah, I'm with you. This, to me, reeks of the old 7-day redemption. I think Crip summed it up really well at the start when he said Tin Snip wouldn't have blown out a candle after the race, was bolting. I reckon if it gets out, it doesn't just win. I reckon it wins by a few. You got to remember with Tin Snip, this is a horse who's run second from the widest gate in the Karrakatta, come out and won a Sires. He couldn't lift his legs for the next couple of years, so well done to the Durant yard for getting him going again. his ceiling just has to be so much higher than these. Pleto given a 10 out of 10 from Rawilla and fell in that famous Scooters machine race we discussed last week.
Actually, no one got to hear our whinge about that because did the video ever go up last week?
I went up eventually.
Oh,
yeah, that was me and technology. I'm just not much good at it, but I'm super keen. I think this just looks your best of the day by absolute panels. I'm 270, unashamedly 270 tin snip here, and I think the money will come in droves.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't as confident as you. I had it 420, so the sort of 460 to 480 was enough. When I marked it at 420, I wouldn't have been able to get it any longer than that. So close to $5. Happy to play. I can sort of see why Pleto's favourite with Pike on, but yeah, I'm pretty keen to.
I think Pleto's limited, hey? I think Pleto might just be... And plus Pleto's going to be 3 or 4 back the fence, giving Tin Snip a head start. So I don't want to give Pleto too much of a knock, because what happens when we knock Pike, he pulls our pants down.
Like Bruce Almighty is in an absolute purple patch, but he's a horse who likes to find the fence. I think he'll either... If he does find the fence, I think he'll get a fair bit of company from my Greek boy, but there's every chance that if Maginika doesn't miss a kick, he could lead, or even Thrilled showed some good gate speed last start. So I'm sort of hoping that Bruce Almighty has to settle in the breeze, and we might even have his back.
I'm confident even if Bruce Almighty does get to the top 10 snip, we'll have the powers to be, but maybe I'm just hoping the Dig Deep form from 2 years ago holds up, so I might be a little bit...
It has been lately.
Well, it certainly has been.
Flying.
It certainly has been. We'll have a quick look at the Karrakatta, not a betting proposition for me at this stage. Watch Betfair late. Crazy things will happen with this market. It wouldn't surprise me if Pat Scott Sass is well supported after that barrier draw. It's already 8s to 5s since the draw, but wouldn't surprise me if it even trades sort of high 3s. Look for Fish to be 4 back the fence, probably. Just let it fall out the gates as you'd probably want. But it's a cracking race to bet in, really. There'll be opinions varied. I'm not of a strong one. Flying Missiles come up above my price for Chrissy and Neville Parnham. I'm of the impression that I've got a slightly different map, Crip, to a lot of people. I've got, I think Storm Whisper might be trying to be super aggressive and cross He's Gold. Mitchie might be forced to cross to sit on He's Gold, which leaves Pat Scott Sass 3 back the fence. It could leave Flying Missile in the 1-1 on the back of Ultimate Command. That might be a stretch, but I'm expecting some type of thought process like that with the Neville Parnham trained trio to potentially be the first 3 in running. Leeward's going to hit the line late. Export Man will get through. Heavenly Orders it's been backed in now. It's sort of 50 to 1, but still 50 to 1 with Top Sport. Probably over the odds at those prices, but you run this race 10 times, 10 different results. For the sake of a tip, Flying Missile each way, but that's purely for the sake of a tip.
Yep.
Anything?
Nah.
Give us a name.
Nah.
Nothing at all?
Well, I don't do 2-year-old form all season, so you can imagine my residual form's not that strong, and you probably get to the hardest 2-year-old race of the calendar, so it's not the time
the last 5 calendars.
Not the time to dip the toe in when it comes to trying to get your 2-year-old form lined up. So I'll steer well clear.
I thought you might. I think that might be a good option for all actually as well. To steer well clear. Doesn't feel like what we do want to say on the morning of is a scratching. So my horse Be Optimistic gets a run. That's the main thing we want to cheer for.
That'd be nice. A bit of an owner tycoon.
The slug went super yesterday.
that probably isn't the fastest horse you've got going around at the moment. But Dig Deep on Friday. What's the stable mail? Any thoughts?
Very happy. Only improved, if anything. So I think if we get normal luck, a lot of people will be tipping Samizdat because it was taking ground off us. But I think we hit the front a bit early. So I think if we get luck, I think we'll win again. To be honest, Serenity Bay peaks at the 1600 a little bit for mine. So 320 doesn't have the same ring. The $6 that we tipped has about it that we tipped last time in the same type of race. But it's an 87 plus up to a 90 plus. So there's no extra weight. We're quite lucky in the way it's set up. Just a little swing against Samizdat. We could definitely win, but there's probably not the value.
Yeah. Went into the race thinking I was going to find Samizdat, but don't like how he's sort of hits a flat spot at the 600. It was amazing when I was doing the market how similar it was to what the Corps had up. So no interest in there. Friday feature for me.
Have you got one? I like nothing on the Friday card. It is a big Saturday for me, very quiet Friday. Can you give the listeners anything?
I like Big Screen in race 2.
Straight to the top.
Yeah, he's a different horse when he leads. He led on debut, ran a really high figure behind Excerpt, I think goes okay. And then in his trial before resuming, he beat Captain Chaos by about 4 lengths. So he's since come out and won his two starts really well. First up over 1,000 was a bit of a pipe opener, never suited there. The 1,000 to a 1,500 is a big query, but if he went to a 1,200 first up and this was a 1,400, that would look like a normal progression. So I'm going to trust Justine Erkland that she's got him fit enough. I think Kira will go straight to the front. American Grin's in good form, but sort of keeps finding one better, and he'll be in the second half. So hopefully Big Screen to lead all the way on Easter Friday.
If he gets the 1,500, it is all over. So I think you're basically just paying for the 1,500 metres my mind.
So.
Crit, what's your best over the 2 days?
I'm going to go Requisition in the first on Saturday.
Tin snip. Comfortably.
Nice, yep. Well, mate, to be honest, I hope you have a good day, because if you do, I reckon I might be in for a chance of a good one as well. We are very much aligned, aren't we?
I can't believe you found Denim Pack. That's really got me, actually. Yeah, a Mike Sandage, Black Romoli 3-back the fence job.
I'm a bit
really
offended
like
that you said you're probably a Kibelling or Amelia's my favourite secondary. Very good. Looking forward to it. Action-packed Easter long weekend.
How are Carlton going?
They'll be 1 and 2 after Sunday,
Oh,
so
right,
not too
mate.
bad.
Who are you on this week?
Freo.
Right, yeah. At home?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay. You should be
this is
fair.
this might as well be a final, because it's season over if they lose this. So.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. So 1-1 pod. You've had Kieran Evans and Britt Taylor on.
Yep. Britt Taylor talking about the Horse Racing League. Really interesting concept. Great way to get involved. I was saying before, great way to get involved in stables and learn more about them from a punting perspective. Like, you learn why they're trialling, why they're doing this. Some stables want to give horses a run or two before they get serious. So I just think for someone wanting to understand how stables think and work more as a punter, I can see a great reason to get involved with 6 stables for $200. So
Yeah, okay.
have a look into it. But no, it was good listening. Kieran was great. Brittany was wonderful as always.
Yep, good stuff. So that's the 1-1 pod. As always, if you want to see my stuff throughout the week, cripsracing.com. But other than that, yeah, look, heaps of racing on Friday, Saturday, Sunday and Monday. So yeah, good luck to you, because you'll be no doubt diving in at Albany and York.
Just back everything Pike's riding at Albany.
Is you reckon Jockey Challenge tomorrow?
If he's anything above $1.01, gee whiz, just remortgage.
Good. So good luck on the punt and gamble responsibly.